Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's show time. Hi, guys. And here's he's so pretty with his ladle and his rock. Like any good sorcerer, he's got a spoon and a rock. What are you gonna do? Find a way into Harton's Dreadnought. Because Harton, here's a who. I've made that joke before. Countless times. I already spoke to them. I think I finished this quest up. Oops. Little bit of a lag spike there. I think we talked to this one. And finish this quest up.
What do you want?
Yay! Point. Alright, we already have all of our mage points spent, so now we're in sorcerer. Where were we going? We have 20 points, which means this just opened up, right? I think. Yes. Fire? No. Cold? Electricity? Yes, please. Lightning pen. Good evening to whomever has joined me. I hope your Sunday, or possibly very early Monday, doesn't suck right now. Just a quick checkity-do. Let's see. Health, melee, what I currently have. Int, movement speed. That would be more movement speed. Health. The void does absolutely nothing for me, obviously. Because I only do damage. Got no interest in void damage when you can do let's see. That's a lot of int, but I think this one has more. It does. Poison chance, a frostbite. Yeah, I'm not dead. Those, that, no. Oh, I'm not even looking at the right place. This is the one that has all the stuff I set aside for this character, or whatever character I was going to play next. Turned out to be this character. Lightning cast speed while you have Aegis. I don't have Lightning Aegis very much. Sad. Makes me sad. Alright, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Wherever we were. Hey, fat buddy! Good evening. We were in Imperial Thetima. Heading to the Dreadnought. That's a picture of the Dreadnought. It looks kind of creepy. Because it's kind of creepy. Just stretch out my electricity legs and start killing things, you know, the way you do. Fools, fools. Fools to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with all of you. Of course, that's a good thing, obviously. For those of you who watched while I was playing Blueprints, I can give you an update on that. So what happened was I opened up the last door leading into the sort of the room you're supposed to get to. I got the music, I got everything, and then the door was closed in the future. I have to open it and a way into that room at the same time, as I discovered, much to my fury, and I uninstalled the game. And I was watching somebody else play a few days ago, and I still really liked the gameplay, so I reinstalled, started a new character, and finished it today. But I still think that particular element was badly bungled. You don't give a player the feeling of triumph, and then instead of finishing out the triumph, giving them frustration instead is not a happy-making experience. We got him. Don't worry, he wasn't getting away from me. You stop. Thank you. Oh, and I finished today. Originally, it took me like in-game days, like 31, and I then spent several more in-game days trying to get to the last door while it was open, and it was going nowhere. My frustration was total and entire, which is why I uninstalled in a fury. This time, however, I wasn't trying to blast and get it done in a super fast hurry. I just wanted to try and open up some additional places I'd never seen before, and eventually finish it, but it actually took me 15 in-game days, which is essentially a freaking speed run. It's a really good game. Very strange game. Art puzzle game. But I wouldn't say that really is a good description for it. It is probably, if you've got to sum it up in just a word or two, probably the best description I'm going to manage to come up with. But it is endlessly inventive and clever. With an enormous number of what moments as new things, unexpected things pop up. So certainly my hat is off to the primary developer of that remarkable piece of work. And I'm level 32. I can't even remember when I was 32. Yeah, I'm talking about Blueprints, that buddy. You know, it's nice to play a game where reaction time has literally nothing to do with the game. Just, you know, for a change. I know everyone all the gamers on the internet right now are going nuts over Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and I just find that it's theoretically turn-based, but the combat is all reaction and twitch-based. It's like, why bother with the one and the other? I don't get it. Not designed for me. Nice looking game, except for the overdone combat visuals, which I find endlessly silly. But then somehow I get the feeling I'm not the target audience for most games. What's up with that? Don't they know who I am? I'm a famous streamer guy. Without the famous part, obviously. But I do have the streamer part. Alright, we're getting close to the Admiral. Oops, is that just another loot lizard with the bad judgment to run into a dead end? Silly little thing. I don't need rogue. Yes, magey ones, please, would be welcome. I welcome the magey ones. On account I am a magey. And here's Admiral Harton, who here's a who. Got him. Blueprints is an unusual game that I enjoyed a great deal, but I would be very hesitant to recommend simply because it's such an odd duck of a game. A friend of mine had the metric that if somebody likes escape rooms, they would probably like Blueprints, and that seems like a reasonable association.
These robes are not meant for swimming. I'll be soaked for hours.
Albeit a somewhat odd one.
Yes, I'll only slow you down.
I need to head back to town, sell some stuff. We haven't gotten to the Oracle's abode yet. Fatima. But hard to describe or not, it is a rather remarkable game. Just because it is, kind of hard to describe most of the time. 12 spell damage. She would have to be really good. That's not. Where's that? I have a little piece of my dinner jammed back behind my teeth. Never a pleasant feeling. So if you see me going like, that's what I'm doing. That didn't do it. Cast speed. Well, yeah, but that does nothing for me. We wanted to deconstruct this one. To shatter it. The Rune of Shattering. It has 8 affixes and we got 3 back out. Sadness. Damage reflected while you have Lightning Aegis. Chance to gain Lightning Aegis when hit. That one's not bad at all. Ward gained when damage leaves you at low health. On a 5-second cooldown. I will put this one up here. It's the one that might actually be usable. I do have an open, let's see, increased critical strike chance with the lightning skills. Sure, why not? My lightning, critical, my base crit now for casting is 12%, so that should have raised it up to 13, like that. The other alternative, of course, is to yoink that. and I believe it was necrotic. Yeah, getting a little necrotic. Protection would probably be good. Necrotic. 8% necrotic resistance. That's void. 9% necrotic. 15. That'll help. How about a little more necrotic resistance in a small flavor? Ooh, 7. Very nice. All right. That'll help. Yeah, up to 30. So 30 void, 30 necrotic. Only 36 cold. We'll want to see to our cold resistance when we get into the icy cold lands on account of there are a couple of heavy hitters in there that hit really hard. Bazookatrons. What? Why is nothing coming out? Oh, we have disconnected again. EHG, would you please fucking fix this? It's just really annoying when it happens. It's less annoying when it doesn't happen. All right, let's try this again. Oh, we've got... Oh, Ice Beetle. Boring. Most boring of the boring shrines, for sure. Ritual Stake of Stillness looked like Ritual Stake of Silliness. That would have been silly. And we have over yonder we one-popped him and he dropped 2 uniques and a Rune of Ascendance. That seems good. I'm not sure what I would want in the way of a Rune of Ascendance, though, for this character. Oh. Nemesis! We've got a Nemesis. We are ready. Nope. And we're going to empower it again. Cast speed is a nice one for a, low level. We just face tank him. Almost. I mean, we could. Because we have both health and ward at the same time. A couple more points will open up this rank and we'll have some crackling precision, I think, added on. With a sorcerer, you kind of have to decide if you're going to be multi-dimensional Use 2 elements, 3 elements, or just 1. I'm obviously a 1 element kind of guy. I'm loyal to my element. There's something about being around my element. It just... There's just a certain electricity. Never mind. No, that does not go through. I didn't think so. Affix shards. Certainly I'll take those. I am not shy about taking things that I have earned, or things that I haven't earned. Things that I just pick up because I killed somebody. Hey, Rauj Zabat. So I was doing a little bit of blueprints offline, simply because watching Saint Tone or Saint One, depending on how you choose to pronounce it, playing some, and the gameplay. I mean, hard to describe it really as gameplay. That's, you think gameplay, you think okay, all these interesting, cool game mechanics, and it's got cool game mechanics, but it's not like anything that happens in a hurry. Other people said it's like a board game, which is also something I can find some common ground with the discussion of it as. But it's a nice, take at your own pace kind of thing, slow pace. And I was honest, I was not trying to optimal path it, but I probably came pretty close. 15 days in game, I think it was. But there's a lot of stuff in the game that I haven't done. I mean, I did an additional 2 days, I think, in game again. And that first day in, I hit 6 rooms I'd never hit before. And most of those were rooms I'd never seen in either game. I think the trophy room doesn't become available until you have reached the 46th room, which is the putative end. And there's like a bunch of trophies you can get that seem like they would take forever to get. There's the souvenir shop, which busted me up. So all in all, a very, very worthy game, but not one I expect that everyone will like. Get out of the fire, Lens. Fire bad. It burns. Maybe take that as your first clue that fire not great. But now I'm kind of out of stuff until like the 5th. At least anything new. And that will be best game title of the year, Rail Gods of Hystera. Did enjoy the demo on that. And then after that, well, not too long after that, we do have the beta coming for Dune Awakening. That's on the, assuming I get the invitation. That's from, I think, the 9th through the 12th, something like that. Oop. Champions. Venomous Champions gloves. I guess champions always drop a... Yeah, that's right. I think they do. They drop a guaranteed champions item that has a sealed affix. Bzz.
I cannot do that.
I cannot do that because I'm out of mana. Fortunately, what I can do is run ahead. Out of mana? Just run away. Point. Plus multiple points over here. Let's see. Where was I spending my points now? Change only to the first target hit. Now hit the same target after delay, but no longer. No, I don't think so. Chain lightning, additional chains. That was lightning aegis. You cast lightning, you have a chance to be granted lightning aegis, additional lightning damage. Not a huge percentage, but fine. I'm a grown-up. I can accept that I don't always get everything I want. Sorry. We needed more mana because this is currently costs 39.5 and one more point puts us as 44, and I think we need 40 to activate that. Increase spell damage and ward retention, and they're doubled if you have recently, in the last 4 seconds, either used a skill that costs 40 mana or started channeling a skill that costs at least 8 mana per second. Well, now all those effects that I was getting previously will be doubled because Static Orb costs over 40.
Now, it's the oracles. The way the oracle. Hey, now. I've seen how you handle yourself.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Also, ooh, only 6 Weaver's Will? Oh, that's disappointing. That's genuinely disappointing. Spell damage to low health enemies, attack and cast speed are good. But that's terrible Weaver's Will, man. That ought to come with like 14, not 6. But we'll crank it out anyway. We'll just do so with loud disappointment. A quick trip back to town. Wrong button. Pardon my buttoning. Welcome to the end of time.
Hey there, want to try your luck?
Hey there, want to try your luck? Not really. Now go away, you silly man. Minion stuff. What's with all the minion stuff? Do I look like a kind of guy? Seriously? On efficiency with Ghost Flame's not bad. Cold damage. Who uses things like that? Not me, certainly. I'll break that one into pieces. Melee. A staff. It's like they've decided on the things they don't want to give me. And that would be all of them. They just don't want to give me the things that I want. I don't think I'm asking for too much. I just want everything. That can go there. This can go there. Much better than the other one. Those are really terrible. Nobody would ever use those, and that is a fact. And this, we want, see if we can't pry off the level of teleport. Although realistically, nah, we'll just take our chances, and we got the teleport shard now. No, I think we'll keep these gloves in until these ones are finished growing up. Because I can tell you as their parent, I'm not going to be happy with the results. Only 6 Weaver's Will. It would have to, like, all 6 would have to go into something like lightning spell damage. Or, like, into any one thing. Any one thing would probably do. I've mentioned it before, but this is a place where I have occasionally died. Down here in this area that will be approaching in the very near future. Basically after we cross the bridge over there. That thing's going to pop into life. Hi there, how you doing? So glad you could make it today. Alright, this guy's really annoying. Well, another level for me is always pleasant. I shan't complain about that.
Let's see. Buried in the slums.
Single target, not so great right now. More lightning pen, that'll certainly help, and lightning damage leech. More face tanking. We just hit 35. We just hit 35. I don't remember if teleport has a cull. I think it does. Like a 3-point cull somewhere. Percentage of current health, twice as much ward. No, that's not it. Could have sworn. Let's see. Fire resist, unexpected copy, mirror images. Increased elemental damage, always good for laughs. Cast elemental nova. Ward gain per point of intelligence, that's not bad. Because I know for a fact we're going to want teleport as one of our skills until the end of forever. Global cooldown. Tie-dye. Time dilation for those of you who play EVE online. I thought there was a cull. Guess there's not a cull. Not currently using Mana Strike. There is the item, I think, at level 35 or 36. That turns Meteor into lightning. We may want to... I'm going to leave the new skill unspec'd for now. And we have... Nemesis. And this is... all the goodies. Frozen steel, guys. Little assassin jerks, they teleport to you. So I fired my spell and they teleported to me, and my spell did nothing. It was, I think, cheating. Clearly not a desired effect. Hence, cheating. After the bridge. Things just get a little bit dicier. Most of the time there's a helpful little shrine down there, but not today. Mischief managed. Probably shouldn't be wasting any mana casting spells that don't do nothing. Mana's beginning to get a little problematic. At least I'm going to have to reduce the casting cost on my lightning bolt, at the very least. But I don't want to reduce it. Well, not any significant amount anyway on my static ball. I kind of need that to have 40 casting on it. Get the nice effect at the end. Big bad guy in here. Wail on him a bit, get our mana back up, and then let him have it.
3. No, when she told me it'd take the courage of a Ruby Nagasa, I didn't expect this. But it's one step closer.
None of the Weaver's Will is cashed in yet. That's disappointing. Need to have a firm talking to on my Weaver's Will representative. I just feel that they're not developing or not delivering what they promised. You know? If I can't trust the Weaver's Will with my stuff, who can I trust? Kapow! Into the Sapphire Quarter. Back to the end of time, sell some stuff. Got the inventory. Maybe do a little bit of respeckage.
Gold won't save you, but a blade might.
Get the mana cost down on my Lightning Blast. That's just not good enough. That's definitely not good enough. I don't think anyone would ever play that. Certainly I don't think I would. I will deconstruct that one. Deconstruct that one. 2, 6, 7, 8, and we get 2 out. That's just a disappointment. 2, 5, and we got 3 out. Now this is a reasonable cast speed for low-level caster. Quite good. All right, where am I adding mana in? The chain lightning. All right, I think we need to yoink those out. Additional chains are just costing too much. Now, we'll get those points back relatively quickly. That's 46. That's 46. That's 19. Lots of health on that. Is that the meteor? Where's the meteor one? There's one that changes meteor damage to lightning. That's got snap freeze. That has +1 to static, which I'm not currently using. Well, where's the freaking meteor then? That's meteor. That's the one that converts it to lightning. All right. Yes, it was a staff shirke. You are entirely correct. And I am entirely a doofus. So there's that. Just gonna browse through and see if there's anything else that calls out my name. It says lens. Look, this is really good. You'll kill things faster. Which is sort of the, objective of the exercise. $42, $40. You're building the same thing? Well, clearly we are men of taste, distinction, elegance, and style. You can tell everyone I said so. They'll be real impressed. Yeah, Lens said it. Who? Lens. On Twitch? You don't watch Lens? A little hard to stack crit. Yeah, I'm at 12 and a little. Something else has got, 15%, not flat 15, but additional 15. Or it wouldn't be flat 15. Who wants flat 15? Me, I do. Unvar's Hegemony. Yeah, that's for Runic Invocation. I'm just not quite up to the point where where there's a whole lot of my purples yet that are available for, cranking the numbers up. Got to get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Let's see. Melee Lightning. You see Melee Lightning? It's almost there. Only not there. Really at all. It has slowed down for me. Single target in particular is getting painful. So I had to yank the points off additional chains. Just so that I can spam my blast. Because come on, who doesn't want to have a blast? It's right there in the name. The name means fun. Base spell. Oh, that's a little better on the base spell. Just ain't floating my boat. Let's see, we'd need an affix on the amulet and both rings to get the whole set bonus, which would be +1 to lightning spells. And cold and fire. Which is a pretty big ask. We also have a lot of Runic Invocation uniques, and you're tempted to try it, but it's too fun to zap packs. There is something very, very satisfying about Runic Invocation, because so much of it is combo based, can get a little bit trying at times. See, here's another swaddling of the race. This one I just got has 6 Weaver's Will. This one had 6, 12, 18 Weaver's Will. 18. And it went into 3 tier 6s. Attack speed, armor and reduced damage from crits, and crit strike avoidance. Really, really good melee gloves. Defensively in particular. Well, let's see. This has 5 int and 8 cast speed. I don't get the ward. That has elemental and lightning damage, which is probably a big chunk of my damage. And this is mostly about minions. Minions, minions, minions. Some of us don't want to play minions this time. I played them last time. I just don't have the good stuff, man. I'm not rocking the good stuff. Kind of the problem. Increased spell damage, spell cost at the level 2. I'm not using a level 2. I have standards. I know that's really hard to believe given the quality of my streams. But I do have standards. Stygian Coil. That's for channeling, mostly. Mostly they come out at night. Mostly. Yeah, all right. Well, we don't have any other goodness to bust out. So, all right. Fine. We're going back to the Sapphire Quarter. On the positive side, at least now we can spam our lightning blast and not have to worry about it. There we go. We finally had a Weaver's Will affix added. It's nice when they march up and explode in good order. Well, he died in a single shot. little better if I can just blindly spam him. Hi, Alric.
I wish I'd seen it. I can only imagine how she feels.
Got 2 points there. I think we're going for Crackling Precision next. It's not all that in a bag of chips. Ooh, champion. Carnage champion. He is the exterminator. Did he die there? He did. Spell damage and reduced health cost. Well, that would be very useful if I were playing a Lich, let's say. That really the only goodie he dropped? That just makes me sad. That he had to die for that little thing when he could have dropped some kind of fat loot that would be appreciated by all and sundry, but no. Stop teleporting, jerks. You're missing the wonder, joy, and splendor that is my electric balls. Please insert your joke here. Not. Ooh, let's grab the fun and friendly shrine. Another Weaver added affix. We'll check those out. Like I said, the best we can realistically hope for is all 6 of the Weaver's Will to go into one good, useful thing. Not for this build, for any other build. Because 6 is just a hopelessly small number of Weaver's Will. Now we just spam his ass. The Sorcerer has been good up to this point. It's the single target is where I'm suffering right now. So we'll have to see if I can make a transition. Well, let's see. That's damage per point, less damage per chain. That will do better for the single target, for sure. While out of mana, Lightning Blast has no cost, but cannot chain. Okay, that might have been a good alternative to yoinking back the points on the chains, but maybe not. The Spark Charge will probably be a good choice, so that'll be fine. And it's going to be like another 10 levels before I can try out the super tech stuff, and I'll have to choose between a staff or an offhand, both of which are designed for doing all kinds of delicious lightning damage.
A word of advice.
Basically, I'm doing all lightning all the time. Because of course I am. It would be shocking not to. I would like to apologize to humanity for that quote-unquote joke. I also don't understand the purpose of the stupid shrine in a room that you have to zone out of, which wipes all of your buffs. Thank you. This has been my TED Talk. I've played Sork before and I've liked it. But I've never tried to. I've always followed a build guide before, and I've never run. I don't think I've ever run single element. Certainly, I don't think I've run
Yes.
lightning.
May I tear a smile upon you?
Can I help you?
Nope. 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 Okay, lightning and cold. I could try to chaos off the cold, but then the suffix is wasted. Potentially, let's see. In elemental and lightning, this one's got elemental. In cast speed, I give up the ward. Kind of like the ward. Don't want to give up the ward. Cold damage over time. That's tier 2. We could try to chaos that off. We have elemental nova, which we do use some, although I'm not sure I'm sticking with it. Well, at least we'll tear it into pieces. What did we get over here? Strength and ward gained on potion use. We want to go through all the Weaver's Will. Not that that's going to take long. So disappointing to get a 6 Weaver's Will item. I mean, it's just not fair. I would cry about it. Oh, I am. Never mind. It's just not right. Elemental and void damage. Spell damage, reduce cost, void damage. I could try to void. I can try and roll off the void damage. I will try and chaos off the void damage and see if we can get something good. That's actually not bad. We'll play around with both of those in a minute. We're going to break that one up. Sometimes you just got to play with your food, you know? We want wolf. We got all 3 levels of wolf. Very nice. 2, 3. We want the elemental nova. No, we did not get that. So over here we have 2. The more fun one. Actually, not that fun. Reduced health cost of spells. I'm not currently casting any spells that use health. That's more of an acolyte thing. Maybe we can come up.
You?
Oh, I really hate the NPC interface in the game. All right, we got critical strike. We got lightning damage, elemental resistance, critical strike chance. Currently, we have what? We have spell damage and mana regen, and lightning damage. It only has 18 potential, so I'm not sure how much we can improve, but the elemental resistance is a nice little addition. Where else would we like over there? Cold. So if we go, we'll start with the cold resist. Swap that over to Glyph of Hope. That ate like 5 potential. That didn't eat any and hit the elemental resist. At 810, what are we at? 39. Oh, we got one left. We'll save that for later. Right now we're doing 2570, and this will make it probably a little bit down. Yeah, a little bit. We give up the health and the physical resistance. I'm not sure we actually gained anything. I don't think we did. We're going to break it up. It saddens me to break it up, but, you know, because breaking up is hard to do. Sorry. I went there. Yeah, I know. No, I feel almost no shame at all about anything. That's not a character positive trait. To be shameless. All right, next we have a side quest. which takes us back to the Shining Cove. I will say that so far I am pleased with the static orb. It seems to be working extraordinarily well on batches of mobs. And this is where we need to go. Because we're going forward in time. I am ripping blood out of things as I run. Which sounds kind of gross, but they're not complaining. I mean, so how bad could it possibly be? I mean, I've never actually had blood ripped out of my body that I remember. Oh, not that way. And we're just about done with our blood ripping. And we're done with our blood ripping. But just in time, another shrine. Big swinging hammers of doom. Bad guy up here. We'll grab the glowy, shiny thing. Step into the temporal sanctum. I think the keys are account bound, in which case we could go into the temporal sanctum and get our living asses handed to us. They are indeed. We have 6 temporal sanctum keys. There are only 2 reasons to go in there. One of them is if you want to get a legendary potential item to have the affix added to it. Like this one. I did this on a previous character. The 72% chance to ignite was when you took a wand, and this item, which had at that time, instead of the line in red, it had a line that said legendary potential 1, which meant it would get 1 affix from the item, and I smashed the 2 of them together, and you get this. That's how LP works. Ba-dum-bum. Still on tier 1s on those. We were in the Imperial era. We need to go back to the Oracle's abode. It's where she hangs out. Cash in the quest.
Yes.
Couple more idle slots. Crackling precision. Let's see. 2 more. Where do we want to go? Spell crit multi. I just don't have a high enough crit. I think the crit multi would be justified. We do have to put 5 in before we can get to distant spark. Chance to cast spark nova. What else would we be looking at? Ward granted on cold hit. Effect has a 10-second cooldown, but the cooldown's not shared between different elements. Screw off, eh? Shock duration. And vit. Int and ward decay per int. That's not bad, but God, you got to the 8 points to get that bonus. That's a lot.
May Terra smile upon you.
Ooh, 61% lightning damage. Chill and minion stuff. We don't care about the minion stuff. That's only tier 2. Do need more damage. Has 26 potential, forging potential. We go with lightning damage and something like spell damage. The minion melee and spell is utterly useless for us. The chill on hit is not great, but... And great, that added another point on the minion melee and spell damage. Thanks. How about if I try to chaos off, like say that? No. And no. Let's see what the difference is. Imagine it's pretty substantial. Currently, my lightning blast is doing 2,600 damage. And if I use this, I'm going to guess 3,600? No, 2,463. Wow. Less. That's really disappointing. That's got a fair amount on the percents over there. All right. We'll put this away and attempt to craft upon it later. Let's see if there's anything else we can craft upon right now. That has no forging potential, so that's a no. Over here... lightning damage? We can. Currently at 32. Now at 45. Elemental damage? Sure. And that's all the forging potential, so that's all the forging we'll be doing on that one. But... an additional 100 DPS, whoop-de-doo. Lightning damage, nope, not high enough for that. Resist the health. We can add on some more health. I don't think it's a big deal, but we'll do it anyway. Nope, that ate the last of our potential. Forging potential over here. Intelligence. And that's the last of it there. And the boots. A little more movement speed would be helpful. Intelligence? No, that requires a higher level. Fizz resist? No. Movement speed? No. All right. It may be time to lose the prism wraps and see what we've got in the way of actual chess pieces. The Glacier and Monostrike not really helpful. Can I spin off the decks on that? Still not great. And we've lost connection again. EHG, for God's sake, fix this bullshit. Thank you. It happens more often when I'm in a town, but not exclusively by any means. My boots were still in the forge. That tells you exactly when it lost the connection. This was the last one. Ward per second's pretty good. Int is good. Vit is okay. Try and spin off the dodge for something a little better. That would be all right with me too. So it's got only 18 potential. That's really not very much. All right, well, we're up to the cap on that. We can get, I don't know, any kind of resist. We're going to Glyph of Chaos it, which will replace the dodge with a random affix, but not at this level because it's not high enough level. So currently we're at 2795. That's about 10% increase. But I do give up some leech. Pretty substantial amount of leech. But I've asked you to stop calling me a leech. Anything else in here? That's 45 for the Turbo Electra, and then 46 for the Fragment of the Enigma, and 46 for the Valatria's Downfall. Harbinger of Stars I can now wear, +1 to Meteor. I wanted to try that one out. Meteor Fall Speed, +1 to Meteor. Chance to cast Meteor on crit if above 0 mana. 1% less damage taken for each Meteor you've cast recently, up to 18. That would be a shitload of Meteors. 10% mana gained on potion use for each Meteor you've cast recently, and +3 slots if you have at least 900 mana. I do not. But we're going to try it, and we're going to slot up Meteor, and I'm even going to spec it up because I don't currently have anything slotted in the 6th slot, so might as well. 7 points. Let's see. Craterborn Fire Penetration. It grants the Craterborn buff, granting additional fire pen. Not that interesting. Damage, and damage to full health enemies. So in other words, making it a better opener. That seems pretty okay. Non-fire. Meteors deal more damage of all types except fire. Do they actually do all that? Call meteor from the sky that deals large amount of damage upon landing. Added damage is applied at 950% effectiveness. That does seem like a lot. But it is of all types except fire. I'm not sure I understand how that one works. Deals only fire damage by default, so for this node to have any effect, you must first add non-fire damage from another source, such as items. Okay, that's what I thought. It didn't seem to make much sense. Increased stun chance, 50% per point, and duration. For here, recover a portion of the mana over the next 3 seconds. You can only recover mana from one cast at once. Meteor falls faster. I think the damage with damage is an opener. Let's go ahead and dump 5 in there to make it a heavier hitter right from the start. Stun chance will get us into rapid descent and twin meteors. Bigger area. Sure. So we can now try out that and see if that's a good morning, and or afternoon, and or evening, and or night. I try to be all inclusive. Reasonably.
Greetings.
She's the Oracle. She's a great big snake. I'm okay with snakes. I don't dislike snakes. They don't particularly creep me out none. $37. Get that rid of that. I had something flash through my head, and it's gone just like that. So into the Magellan Catacombs. How are you doing, Fizbic? You said good morning. I hope the same holds true for you. So we're going to drop a rock on something. That's interesting. I didn't drop that second one. Am I sometimes going to get them from the other casts I do? I think so. Yes. And that mana cost is coming as well, presumably. It is a nice opener. Take me a while to try and get a rotation in mind. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid might happen. All right, we're going to have to be very cautious. As right now, it seems like the meteors are falling a little bit more than I would like. And they're not cheap. Holy crap, we got... We got a boatload of the little guys. Did I kill them all? I can't tell. Of the loot lizards. I don't think I killed them all. I think a couple of them got away. They caught me by surprise. They cheated. Because they caught me by surprise and didn't want to die. I'm pretty sure that's against my rules. Also, it didn't help that I automatically started dropping meteors on things. What is that the belt? Chance, 9% chance to cast meteor on crit. Am I critting that much? Probably with the lightning blasts. Yeah, simply because they hit everything around. So I think that's got to come off. I just can't deal with that many meteors because I'm running out of mana. And if I run out of mana, I run out of damage that I can do to things. And if I run out of damage I can do to things, they don't die. And the objective of trying to kill them is trying to kill them. That's not bad. I mean, it certainly seems like that part of the idea works. The meteors do the thing I need them to do. Boatloads of damage.
Fools.
Especially on full health mobs. So that's the thing to remember if I'm running into a batch of, tougher mobs. That's the opener. I missed. It's less effective as an opener when you don't actually hit anything. I can't stand that thing keeps popping up. What do we got? We're going to empower it, clearly, because of course we are. Ooh. Oh, we definitely want to... Oh, look at that. +1 to lightning blast. Definitely want to empower that. Say another 3 or 4 would be cool. I would be down with that. All right, we'll get those goodies in a day. Maybe less. There's another point. That's 2 and 3. There's 1 point to go. The most disappointing Weaver's Will item in history, and you were there. I don't want that pole sword. I want that pole sword. Get out of my inventory, sir. How about all of you die? I feel a sneeze coming. I think I got it in time so that you didn't have to hear the sneeze. That works pretty well. Alright, well, we have finished getting all of the Weaver's Will stuff on those gloves, so we can put them away, because they're bad. They've been very, very naughty. So that means I'll have to have a spanking. And after the spanking, the oral sex. a Monty Python joke. Don't blame me. Totally not my fault that I chose to say a Monty Python joke, but definitely not my responsibility. Somebody else was responsible. Not me. Clearly. How about y'all just bzzzt, and then bzzzt, and then maybe some more bzzting. Sometimes you just gotta bzzzt some things.
I am not a man of many pockets.
Titans Canyon. So who's got big plans for this upcoming week? Silence. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Big plans for the week on a Sunday?
I am not a man of many pockets.
That's just tumbleweeds material. We will sell crap. Alright, there's 5 points in there. We can get Arcane Ascendance. I just don't think I really want it. Does Black Hole allow for conversion to electricity? I just want everything to be electric. I want my future to be electric, you know? That's the one that requires 8 points in it. Wrong button. Right button. What is Black Hole? Let's see. The answer is no, it does not have a conversion to lightning. What the hell? Come on, man. Deals cold damage over time. There's no conversion going on? No available conversion? You gotta be like that, man. Just uncool. Unless bonus damage per chain. That'll open up both of those. The spark charge we want to be able to inflict on people. Overload. Where are we going with static? That's right, we had to increase the mana cost. The explosion now leaves behind charged ground. Creating another charged ground halves the remaining duration of all existing ones. Charged ground. I'm totally down with that. Right now I'm just in the mood to drop really big explosions on people's heads, so that'll work out just fine.
Can I help you?
Intelligence, dodge, and armor. You can do better. You can be better than that. You know, or maybe they can't. What is this thing? Oh yeah, +1 to lightning spells. That's still pretty good. And a chance to shock per int. And I am very smart. Int. Pierce chance with fireball. We want to deconstruct that one. Elemental damage, mana, cast speed. Acolyte body armor. Ooh! Acolytes? As if. I have standards. They're low. They're really low. But they do exist. Well, we kind of would like the Fireball Pierce chance, because that just sounds like it's good. And of course, we removed the wrong thing, and I didn't bother with the hope, so we'll see how many we get now. 1.
Stay safe, traveler.
This goes back in, as I just don't have the mana to be able to power it. That's 32. Did I try to remove the minion health? Yeah, we're going to try to remove the minion health and see if we can get something good on there. Because the sealed affix is pretty good. Quite good. Cold damage, not what we're looking for. We don't have the level. Okay. Goes back in. Goes back in until we have the level. Disappointment's complete. This is really bad. Yeah, tier 2 and tier 4. Awful. Garbage tier. Garbage tier. +2 to fireball. No, we don't have... I don't have flaming balls. As far as you know. These go in there. This could go there. And these are back on again. They're not very good, but they're not as insulting as those. Anything else opened up? He said, hoping against hope. We're getting to the level where some of the purples are starting to open up to us. They're just not yet the good ones. At least not for this build. All right, I don't want to spend an hour poking through them again. I've done that at least once. 5 times. All right, go back. And we'll try visiting up some more bad guys. I have an ice beetle. I've mentioned. It's not my favorite pet. He's kind of boring. See that kind of... Oh, we've got another... root lizard. And over here, in this weird little area over here, there is always a unique drop, always the same unique drop. A unique 1x1 idol, which is for non-crit builds only. Not to do that. Could you? Would you? Open Stargazer's collection. There's the small idol singularity. 20% more hit damage. You have only one singularity equipped, and you can't deal crits. Needless to say, aren't necessarily an enormous number of builds, at least in LE, that are not building at least some crit, or can afford to lose what little crit they've got. In PoE, it's much more of a build thing to build for not crit. There's There's usually, yeah, an idol down here. And a chest. The chest is boring. But it is not my nature to leave a chest unopened. A leftover from those halcyon days of Diablo. I actually heard a man pronounce halcyon as Halicon. Getting not just the pronunciation wrong, but the actual spelling of the word. And it blew my mind because I expect better from the British. Now, if you don't know the word halcyon, I might not know it too, except there was an elementary school in my district named Halcyon. I knew how it was pronounced. We're going to empower this again. But that's the sort of thing, for some reason, I think that, you know, the British are going to know all of the obscure words that your average American might not. But to not just mispronounce it, but pronounce it wrong for the spelling. Fortunately, it's a streamer and YouTuber whose stuff I don't particularly care for, so I felt kind of vindicated. I will admit that Schadenfreude is a very real factor in my existence. Another word that some Americans might not know. It's a great word. It's a German word. It's a really German word. It is finding pleasure in the misfortune of others. Isn't that glorious? It's possibly the most German word in the world. We've got another champion. And we've got a boss. We still have, do not have a lot left of our buff. Our shrine buff. We just keep dropping an occasional meteor on his fat slug-like ass. And I can say that because I used to have a fat slug-like ass. It's still fat, it's less slug-like than it used to be. Please, EHG, make that go away. Go. Uh-oh. Can you see my health? Do you see my health? Do you see? Do you see? Where we're going, you won't need eyes. I assume you can make that out. The Majelka Way Station.
This is can't say quickly. To the center of the device and get ready. I'll get us out of here.
That quote was from Event Horizon.
the Emperor. You're over there. Go. I'll try. Hopefully, I will see you soon.
A cheesy movie vastly improved by the headcanon the Warhammer 40k players have devised for it. Which is that they accidentally discovered the warp in 40k, and it's in 40k-ishness. All right, we have another Nemesis, and I think this one is a challenge only. What do we got? Physical resistance. That didn't... Oh, it got elemental resistance as an additional affix. That's not bad at all. A little low. What, tier 2 or 3? That's tier 5. I take it back. That's very good. Yes, I would like this. Not sure if I'd roll off the focus or not, but fire resist, health regen, and then really good elemental resist. Sure, I would wear that, I think. Maybe not immediately. Anyway, that assumes I can defeat him. Sickening Plague, for those of you not paying attention. Alright, we get all the goodies. I'm not... Minion armor, movement speed for you and your minions. I mean, it's low level. Never understood the 10% chance to summon an illusory tree when you're hit every 15 seconds. Okay. A tree. But not a real tree, no. An illusory tree. Why? But I bet its bark is worse than its bite. Ah! Level is 39. The Verdant Lands. I don't think I need to go there, even for idols. By the way, I think I have a couple of idle slots open. Yeah, I do have 2. Probably want to use those for, I don't know, something. Maybe an idol. So, the meteor hits in a very meaty fashion. But I kind of already had really good AE for batches of mobs from the static order. So it may be the other Volantius piece will get the call instead of the 2-piece. Bonus when I level up. Technically, it'll be the 2-piece bonus from Volantius. Fools. They're just fools. That's all. Can't do nothing with fools. Lightless Arbor Key. And we have a big freaking plant. think I've ever used a relic or curings on any build, ever. I'm not sure who would. Mana regen, physical spells. Yeah, maybe I was going to say a shaman, but not a shaman. A primalist. Maybe. Only thing I can think of. Off the top of my teeny tiny head, you know?
Right. And well, oh, there should be. If it weren't for you, I'd still be in the dread.
Yeah. If it weren't for me, you'd be dead. That's true.
Be making friends with Zarek's victims.
Another champion. Let's just drop a meteor on his head. Oops. On, he's a champion. Oh, there's the champion's thing. Minions. Minions. I'll repeat that again. Those of you who may not have been paying attention and taking notes. Well, let's see what our next Nemesis has in store for us. Tears of the Forest, Spriggan stuff. That might be okay. Go ahead and empower him, because of course we will. He's the blood dude. Bloodsteel Nemesis. And another chest up here. Not that usually ever has anything, but again, I must open them. Because all of the good loot is in the chests you don't open. I mean, that's been proven by science. Everyone knows that. Why don't you guys just have a nice meteor? Thought that was nice of him to die in midair. Maxes. Level 40. Don't know where I was going to go next. Whirling snow? I don't think so. Chill? No. Spell Slinger. That one's pretty good, but we can't get there yet. Drop some points elsewhere first. Yeah, I guess the crit multi. It just never feels good to put points into crit multi when you haven't really got a whole lot of crit yet. The Barren Aqueduct. What have the Romans ever done for us? The aqueduct. What? The aqueduct.
I cannot do that.
Alright, we killed the guy who needed some killing. Another nemesis, or possibly the exact same nemesis, just a little bit tougher because he's powered. The target appears to be feeling a little better, at least. Maybe it's just hallucination on my part. Has Alric been captured again? Alric the boy hostage.
I am not a man of many pockets.
I am not a man of many pockets.
Just for one. Here I was, hoping this would lead
Yeah,
us.
I am full again.
We might have no.
I am full of it again. That's not news. The Necropolis of the Deep. I have not watched Andor. I've heard nothing but good things about it, though. I will really quickly head back to whichever town it is. Fine, take me to the end of time, then. It seems with Andor, they finally stumbled back into what it's like to make something good on one of their big franchises.
These items might be your best bet.
Communion of the Erased. Potions, armor, mana spent as ward. Well, I'm going to try that one too because it's got the Weaver's Will and I have to. You either thinking of doing the Disney 30-day preview. Yeah, I did that like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 8 years ago to catch all of the Marvel movies I hadn't seen. Ooh, that's looking pretty okay, actually. We will investigate. Minions. Minions and minions. Come on, man. Seriously. Get a grip. That's a level 52. That's one of the astrology items, as they're called. Ward per second mana. Lightning skills. Tempting, but no. I was tempted briefly. Elemental lightning damage. That's another item we need to poke at and see if we can make gooder. We could try chaosing off the cold damage on that one, and that might... I doubt we can match with just that much forge. Yeah, I can't see that working out. That we'll put away, along with that, and that. Yeah, that one's got to get put away too. Not for this character. Let's see, ward decay threshold, damage over time, healing effectiveness. Man, would I have to get freaking lucky to turn that into anything. But I'm willing to try. Hope springs eternal. Yeah, I think I can make that work. I can fix her. I can break that one up. That one's one we want to keep. That's one we want to break up. Just breaking up is hard to do. I think I've made that joke several times today. I'll stop for now. Break that one up. That's sealed. Tier 4. Int movement speed and a resist. Int movement speed and a resist. Yeah. See if I can't turn that into something too. All right, we're going to try to turn it. We're going to do some crafting after we deconstruct all of these and turn them into their tiny little pieces. 2, 5, 7, and we got 4 out. That's not bad. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, we got 2 out. We'll take it. And 2, 3, 4, 6. We got 2 out. That's disappointing. All right, so this is coming off for now, and this is coming back on. This hat. What do we do with this hat? Do we have more lightning blast? We do not have more level of lightning blast to get it to a higher tier. Nor do we for level of focus. When you don't have even one, you can't even chaos it off. We will save that. That will get put away. Those will also get put away. These we're going to play around with a little. Oh, that's Sentinel. That one needs to be destructified. Ooh, sealed portal champions. Yeah, I can't see myself ever using Ring of Shields. So we'll break it up into its component parts. Parts are parts. Int and movement speed. We want that there. So, cold resist? Probably cold resist would be a good one. But we'll start with int. We have 32 forging potential, so that's not bad. 31. 28. 11. That one hurt. For that one, we wanted cold resist, I think. We can hold on to it for another point of intelligence later. Movement speed's already better. That's at 47. That's a long ways away. I'm going to take a chance. Oh. We lose one hit, but we have movement speed. We'll tear this one apart. 7, 8, 10, and we got 6 out. So lightning, cold, and poison resists. Poison's now overcapped, so if we have any of those tucked away in here, we can yank them. We don't. All right, we have a couple of amulets. Which one shall we work on first? Elemental and lightning. We would have to chaos off 2 of those. That just isn't happening. So instead, we'll break it up. Disappointing. Lightning and elemental damage, fizz resist and elemental resist with a tier 3 Ellie. That's actually pretty good. 20. Be gentle with me. That only cost 4. I don't know if you might call that gentle. That cost 8. That didn't cost anything. That one's far more gentle. 3. 2. Come on, crit. Didn't crit, but it went up. It is currently better, I think, than what we've got there. We don't have any health, but it has got fizz. No, we got nothing else we can add on until we get some more leveling done. So we'll lose a little bit of life. Should gain damage. We're currently at 3065. 3031. We actually go down a little. I guess the spell damage or the cast speed. Yeah, it had cast speed. Oh, I didn't even notice the implicits on this are crap. That is disappointing. I didn't even notice. That's disappointing indeed. I'd like to get the lightning damage back off. We don't have a lot of those affixes. Didn't get the lightning. Still didn't get the lightning. Oh my god. I swear to God that the runes of removal never work for me. And we got none of the lightning off. The thing we wanted off. Perfect. It's fine, though. It's just fine. Lightning and elemental damage on a ring. How are our rings looking? That one. It's got 22 spell. It's got elemental resistance is nice. A little ward. It's okay. That one, not impressive. Except for the health. We can throw health on this so we can break even on that. Well, that was worth 2. And that's probably what, a 4? A 3. Well, let's see what else we can do. That's 5 off. 1 off. Good, thank you. 1 off. You can take 1 off all day long. And it responds to that by taking 14 off. Thank you. Poison is overcapped, right?
Do that.
And it's all gone. But overall, we go from 3065, what, 3150 or something? 3154, wow. Pretty good guesswork there, huh? I'm impressed. You're not. 2, 6, 7, 10, and we got 5 back out. And the rest of these get put away. Pardon my long break. Sometimes the man has to think. At least that's what he calls it. Most people aren't convinced. That'll go there. That'll go there. Those 2 go there. Did want to hold on to that one, see if we could do something with it. I also wish you could craft them. Even if you're not of the level. Even if you couldn't use them. Just put a big warning up. Hey, you can't use this. I think that would be sufficient. That tab is full. I cannot put things into that tab because that tab is full. Alright. Yulia's shelter. We're back here. We're in here. In the necropolis of the deep is where we left things. And we're going to continue murdering stuff now. Thank you for being patient with me. Alright. Oh, Nemesis. I think he's all done, so now we have to challenge him. 22 mana on the Tears of the Forest. You're going into Spriggan form, or summoning a Spriggan, or both. It's going to be a little better than it was. This thing has gone non-linear. Chance to apply frailty on melee hit at tier 6. Sealed. That one could almost be pretty good. The mixed affixes always drive me crazy. Plus 3 melee lightning damage and 60% increased cold damage. Make up your mind! Oh, and the implicits are bleed. Alright, challenge him. Just keep visiting him until he dies, I think. Should do. Alright, we got that and that. And those. What was on the hat? Vit. Vit. Lightning resist, I don't think we need. No, we're already overcapped. Lightning resist, focus, int, and armor. Plus some additional vid. I don't think it makes the grade for us, sad to say. Meteor deals more damage multiplicative, but comes down slower from on high. Craterborn. Stun chance. How about a chance to stun? I don't think we're going to be sticking with Meteor, though, I gotta say. Oh, as those guys completely outran me dropping a Meteor on their heads. Rude. I'm going through all the trouble of fixing them a very special and personal gift from me. In the shape of a meteor. And what do? They run away. I don't think I need any of the non-elite class idols. Somebody's got to teach these loot lizards not to run into corners. They just do themselves no favors. We have got another champion down yonder. Given him the what for. Commanders plated up. Okay, commanders. Oh, not champion. The champion is the one that's got it. Minion damage. Why do they hate freedom so? He's anxious to catch up to me, isn't he? Maybe he shouldn't have been quite so anxious. We've got another loot lizard. I'm ripping blood from everything again. Nice for me, less nice for everything else. I mean, that's not coming out of their clothes. Those guys are bad. Ding 41. Kill them all. And Yulia's Haven. They're all undead, but don't worry. They're nice guys. These guys, they're just sitting around, they're talking about work. Probably don't want to know what the work is, but that's what they're talking about. The password to get in is puppies and kittens.
I am Yulia, because in regard from the heart of the
And you couldn't have that as a password if you
there
weren't
is
a
an
nice
exit
person.
near the Emperor's throne, giving you a chance to strike.
I'm glad. Seriously, and when he fled, I saw him heading deeper into the mountains.
I'm just a skeleton in a suit.
You could take a peek at his nest.
I'm just a poor boy. Minions, man. Don't tell me about minions, man. Melee, melee fizz, melee lightning, tier 5. Just don't think so. I just cannot find it in my heart and soul. Have we picked up any? No, none of the Weaver Wheel on the belt have popped up yet. Right. That second affix there, it has no closing parenthesis. That's not right. It has no closing parentheses. Fortunately, I can take care of this. There. Gone now. Please, EHG, can we get rid of that crap? 26 spell damage, increased elemental damage. Melee damage leaches his health. Elemental damage. There are a couple things I might be able to chaos off on that. Melee damage leached his health would be the obvious first contender. Lightning damage would be preferred. Spell damage would be good. Melee critical strike, not helpful. Poison damage, not helpful. And because even though the forging potential is down to 7, I'm not going to stop. Cold damage, so that was of no use at all. I tried. I gave it a good effort. Int and level of focus, lightning resist, and armor. I haven't been using focus. Should I be using focus? Hold ability key to channel. While channeling, you have 100% increased mana regen, gain 10 word per second. Yeah, it's a stand there and channel, and I just don't think that fits my style of play. I just don't think I'm good at it. So if I were to try to chaos that off, I don't have one, so I can't. Then we're going to blow it up. Can we get the one thing off of it that we were trying to get would be nice. One level of focus so that in the future... No, all 3 of the other affixes came off, but not the one I wanted. I think I can get at least one, though. There is only one with a shatter. I think you're guaranteed to get at least one. So yeah, that took the most possible runes to get what I wanted off. Because lens. It's not fair. It's just not fair. I would like to complain. I would like to file an official complaint with a body, a professional body of some professional nature, professionally. Stun immunity after using teleport, not impressed. Chance to shock with lightning skills and +4 spell lightning damage, am impressed. So for instance, my 3,093 will immediately turn into 3,328, about a 10% flat increase between the flat damage and a chance to shock. I would describe that as good. I'd like to get this back because it has lightning pen. However, I expect my other resists may be going a bit down. Necrotic. One of these necrotic? That's fizz. That fizz and a little vit is good enough for me. Void resist. Right now, what's low? Necrotic. That was a little necrotic. Does a man really need all that much necrotic Resistance, you know, it's death stuff. And if you're not involved with death stuff, is it important? I don't think so. Well, we have made it here to Yulia's. I'm going to spend a little while going through my stash trying to find good stuff. I'm trying to figure out what my schedule is for next week. I need to take a day off. Got some stuff I need to take care of, but I have no idea what. That may be tomorrow. It may be Tuesday. I would expect it to be no later than Wednesday. So one of those 3 days I'll be off. The other 2 I should be streaming at the usual time. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out. As always, I do appreciate it. I honest to God do. I'll be back, if not tomorrow, on Tuesday at the usual time. Again, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, you will see me soon. Have a great rest of your weekend, however much time that is. And as always, because I like to set an achievable goal for the people who hang out here, I hope your upcoming work week doesn't suck. Back in a day or two. Take care, and ciao for now. Bye, guys.